Hey there, it's Patrick Franco. We're going to look at Anjaneyasana, which we often refer to as Crescent Lunge. Anjaneya is actually the mother of Hanuman, and this pose is named after her. So Anjaneyasana is a pose that we often use when we are preparing for back bends. And we use this pose usually during the warm-up section of a yoga class because it does some great things. Very specifically, Anjaneyasana opens up the psoas muscles, which are a part of a group of muscles called the hip flexors. It also opens up and stretches the abdominal muscles, the shoulders, the back, as well as the chest. Anjaneyasana also strengthens a number of muscles. It strengthens the glutes and the hamstrings, the muscles that stabilize the hips, as well as the abdominal muscles. So let's go ahead and take a look at Anjaneyasana, which is a back bend pose that we often use during the warm-up section of class to help prepare and open the body for maybe bigger back bends to come. So the way in which we're going to start this pose is on our hands and our knees. And I'm going to stand up on my shins. I'm going to bring my hands to my hips, and I'm going to step 1 foot forward. Now, once this foot goes forward, I'm going to allow my foot to start directly underneath my knee. The back leg, the ankle and shin are grounding down, and I'm going to allow my pelvis to go forward because this is what's going to open up the hip flexors. When my pelvis goes forward in this shape, it is okay for the knee to move past the ankle. I have to compact my outer hips to stabilize. So my outer hips compact, stabilizes, my shin and my ankle and the top of my foot root down, and then I'm trying to lengthen the sides of my trunk. So here comes the back bend. And what's going to help me get this back bend going is the use of my arms. So we'll lift the arms alongside the ears and we'll extend them fully. So now my arms are helping this extension of my spine. My eyes are lifted a little higher than eye level. We can even take the gaze all the way up if it is available, but as long as the head is in a position that's a natural extension of the rest of the spine. There are some common mistakes with Anjaneyasana, and one of them is a sinking into the lumbar spine, the low back. And when that happens, students often feel low back pain or sensitivity in the lumbar spine while practicing this pose. So it's very, very important to stabilize the outer hips, which secures the low back, and to use the arms to help get that spinal extension. So let's take a look at that. I'll step my opposite leg forward this time. When we do it, if you're just sinking into the lumbar spine, it might look something like this. There's no stabilization. I'm just leaning into the natural curve of my lumbar spine, which quite often doesn't feel good. So I need to stabilize my outer hips, which means firming the muscles of the glutes, the back hamstring, and then using my arms to help that extension of my spine out of my lumbar spine. Those two things in conjunction with each other will make the pose feel better. So one thing you can do if you have sensitivity in your knee is to simply use a blanket under the bottom knee. It's a great tool. So we can lay this blanket across the yoga mat, and then we can do this pose with a little extra support for the back knee. So this is great. And then now my back knee has a little bit of support. One other thing we can do to modify this pose is to curl the back toes under. So instead of having the back foot pointed straight back, when you curl the back toes under in this shape, it actually helps stabilize the back hamstring and glute and the buttocks muscle, so that stabilizes my outer hips a little bit more, which then allows me to get more space in my spine through the extension of my arms. That is Anjaneyasana, Crescent Lunge. We'll see you in the next shape.